All right, it is the midnight hour, early January 14th. Let's make this short and sweet because I know your attention span is probably about 3.2 seconds based on my analytics. So, starting with gold, new historic high 46.32. My God, we're getting close to 5,000, aren't we? And we can see the only real big down day was this one in late December, like a little. It's also a bearish engulfing candle, and then but that's all the bears had. They literally had one down day, and then a little bit of chop, and then off we go again. Kind of incredible, right? I mean, look, we've settled 45.91. 5K is clearly coming, probably in February. Silver, of course, silver, new historic high. Officially according to stock charts, 88.09. I saw 89s, although you could argue about that, whether it was futures prices, whatever. New historic high, regardless. We are overbought again, but again, you can see we could be overbought for weeks at a time. I mean, who would argue against $100? Not this week, but before the end of the month, maybe. I mean, clearly, if we don't get $100 by the end of the month, we'll get it in February. That just seems a given. Miners, of course, gold, silver up, GDX near historic high 97.97. Today's candle is actually black though, so it does lean short-term bearish for at least part of Wednesday. Let's just flash through a few charts before. I mean, what is there to say about the S&P today? I mean, it's just weak leaning chop. Upper Bollinger offers 7,018, so 7K is possible tomorrow. I would accept it's more realistic on either Thursday or Friday, but 7K is definitely due. As for individual stocks, let's flash through a few of these quickly. Apple, look, I mean, relative to the main market, Apple's looking pretty good. It's up 0.3%. The bears could argue, structures a bear flag. I think Thursday's low is a key low. Also, the fact that it's marked by a hollow red reversal candle and the fact that RSI is oversold, I think we'll go up to the 50-day within probably not this week, maybe probably next week instead. What else we got? Oh my God. I guess we just scroll through these with the arrows. That'll be just as quick. Archer Aviation down 4%. I like it. So does Cathie Wood, for that matter. Agnico Eagle, new historic high. Monday's black candle failed to play out. American Eagle bounced 3%. Again, Monday's reversal candle played out. First Majestic Silver. Yeah, this one deserves a little bit more attention. So look, it did break a new cycle high, but it did actually settle down 1.8%. So there's some sellers out there. Today's candle is bearish engulfing, which does suggest we could come back to around 19, where there's a gap from this morning. But you'd be insane to short it because relative to silver, this should be about $40 right now, considering silver. It's way undervalued. AMD was upgraded by KeyBank today. Their target is 270, which is fractionally above the high from October. Amazon, just a bit of cooling. Barrick Mining, new historic high. Wow. Boeing had an order for 60 Dreamliners from Delta. Yeah, it's fine. Bubble was up a little bit, don't care. Bank of America earnings are due early Wednesday and will be good. But typically the financials do tend to sell lower. Although you clearly see this is down for the fourth day of 5. You can argue that it could break the 50-day, but probably not for very long. Look at it. Look at the 50-day having generally it's holding. So, you know, maybe Wednesday will start weak, but reverse upwards. Bitmine, don't care. Caterpillar, yeah, look at Caterpillar. New historic high up 1.1%. It's a good sign for the bulls. Kamiko, just a bit of cooling. Carnival, bit of cooling. Cleveland Cliffs, net higher, but really it's a bit of a mess long term. Coinbase, 4%. Yeah, that's right, because Bitcoin was up 2.5%. And I saw background chatter that the US government is considering confiscating Venezuela's crypto. Deckers was down 0.1%. Spurious, I still think 125 is coming. Disney up 0.1, don't care. Energy transfer, yeah, energy stocks were pretty strong today because of oil in the 61s, right? Endeavor Silver, new cycle high, but another silver miner that closed red. The Freeport McMoran, new historic high at 1.1%. Again, black candle. It would incline that we're going to drop for a day or two. Google, new historic high. Impressive, right? People just overlooking this. Look at this freight train. It just keeps on going. Home Depot, I like this one. Yeah, look at that. Look at this. This is the good stuff. Early weakness, and the buyers came in again, just like they did on Monday. Look, Monday up. Tuesday, the buyers piled in 1.3%, 379. 400 is clearly now viable before the end of the month. Looks good. Little Heckler, another silver miner that closed down. Interesting. Intel was upgraded by KeyBank. Their target is $60. I agree. That's clearly probably, that could take a few months. Joby down 3.9%. Just a lot of, it's mostly just chop. I mean, look, in theory, the 200 days got to hold and off we go and take out the 20s. This could easily be a $40, $50 stock by the end of the summer. It's not bold at all. JP Morgan had good earnings, closed down 4%. That's often how it is for the financials. So KKR down 2.9%. Just general weakness with the fins. Kinder Morgan, don't care. Cree, choppy. LEU, down 3.5. Lockheed, look at that. New cycle high at 1.3%. Today's candle is black and it does lean bearish for early Wednesday. Facebook down 1.7%. And you can look at this. I mean, this is a good example. This is a really good example. This is exceptionally good example. This is an example of gap resistance. Look at that. Black candle, fail. Spiky candle, massive pullback. I don't, you could argue that was a, I'm not sure if that was a rogue print or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, you can see repeated fails. Look at this. We have gap resistance on the 200 day. So Meta broke down below the 200 day and it comes up and it can't retake it. This is broken. This is the very definition of a broken stock. It broke and they tried to push it up and the sellers came in again. You can argue that will come down to red gap or maybe even fill it. That's a great example. Textbook. MP Materials, a lot of the miners did cool back in the day, so yeah, it settled down. Microsoft, again, this is another one. You see, look, it bounced there, bounce, rolled over, broke, tried to rally, and they came in and sold it, and now we're down. It's a big tech. There's some big techs out there are being sold into. Micron looks like, yeah, Micron printed a new historic high, but did settle down 2%. Techs are struggling. Netflix was up a percent, but really, one up day does not negate midterm bearishness. I still think this will probably take out the 82s. Nike, oh yes, my beloved Nike, settled up a percent. Today's candle is not black, so You know, it's choppy. Also, note that yesterday's candle was a reversal candle, which was bullish, which played out as they usually do. I got to think this has got to clear the 79s. Any price action above 70 could be considered a midterm bullish breakout with a target of 90, which is somewhere up here off the chart. Nvidia chop. Oklo. Uh, Friday had a black candle, played out on Monday. Today saw a rally, but it fully reversed. Today's candle was bearish engulfing, short-term bearish, but long-term bullish. This 193 high is going to be taken out sooner or later. Orbs, don't care. Owl, don't care. Occidental, yeah, what is there to say? It's a chop fest. Pan American Silver, new historic high. Today's candle is black, although I think the last two candles were black as well. It's tired. You can argue that we have a RSI divergence here, so new cycle high, but the RSI is putting in a second lower high in terms of that indicator. Again, you'd have to be clinically insane to short the miners or gold or silver. Palantir, Michael Berry short, chop. PayPal. Ooh, well, look at that. Oh, it's horrible, right? I mean, it's literally, think about this. PayPal is back to effectively the April low. That was when S&P was 48.35. This is absolutely abysmal performance. This is worse than bad. This is abysmal. Very abysmal. Terrible. Profitable company, but and also look at this. Look at this. It's a great another textbook example. Gap fill, black candle with a spike. Sell. Beautiful, isn't it? It's textbook. And you'd have people buying after that. That was a sell signal. Don't care about that. Oh yeah, Redcat drones had a good day. Redcat 9.4%. I do favor Ondas ONDS, slightly better company. Transocean don't care. Black candle, not good. Rocket Lab, uh, almost broke a new historic high, settled down. SMR, my favorite nuclear stock, just you know, just churning out floor. These 13s should comfortably hold. We should maybe, I guess there's a little gap there to fill around 17, maybe, but once it breaks back above the 50-day, 57 should be eventually taken out later this summer. Target, oh yes, look at that. Up 2.3%, not a black candle. Soft target 115s and then 145 later this summer. Tesla, chop, don't care. Take Two, Grand Theft Auto 6, yeah. Down a little bit. And I did check earlier today, and I see that Grand Theft Auto 6 was delayed until November the 19th. So it was originally due last November, and they keep delaying it. Whatever they're doing, I think they're just saying we're going to take our time. We're not going to release a game until it's largely cleaned of its bugs and they get all the features that they want. But it's going to be a hell of a good game. It's going to be. I intend to buy it myself, not the stock, but the game. I should stream it. That'd be fun. United Airlines. Yeah, Delta was down, and that just kind of dragged it down. But Delta earnings were fine. There was nothing wrong with them. United Health down 1.9%, just kind of dragged down by the main market. You could almost argue this is a bull flag, but it's not a great one. I still think 472 it's going to be pushed up to clearly not in the near term, but maybe I don't know, 3-4 months out, maybe. It could certainly do it by mid-year. That's realistic. And once the buyers start coming in and they start chasing, I did check earlier. I think United Health has earnings on January the 27th, so 2 weeks, and it should be okay. Exxon, look at that, 2%, new historic high. It's impressive. Okay, we're through that batch. What do I want to end with? Don't know. What's the gold silver ratio? Wow, okay. Gold silver ratio is down to 52. Historically, you could maybe look for 32. Um, maybe by the end of the year, we could be down at 32. So if gold was six, okay, here's an idea. If you were at 32 ratio, if gold is 6,000, that would be silver 200. 200 silver if gold is six, and gold 6,000. That's not bold. We're probably gonna be printing gold 5,000 in February, right? With silver 1,000. So when you think another 1,000 on gold and then silver to double up by year end, that really isn't that bold. I mean, there will be big swings along the way. You gotta be keeping that in mind. But yep, historically, look at it: 32, 32, 32. We're gonna probably print 32 either this year or early next year. And in theory, if gold's 6K, then you got to think silver's at least 200. Wild times. How was copper doing today? 597. I don't know. You can argue it's overbought, but it's had a good run from 431. Yeah, a little chop, little tiny retraces, but generally just broadly going up. Okay, what chart do I want to end on though? Hmm, don't know. Maybe a silver weekly. I mean, there's a lot of hysteria in silver, but I mean, look at this. Oh my God. And when I look at silver on a weekly chart, this is just, oh my God, look at it. That's just, we have one down week, and that's it. I mean, I don't know, in terms of like a wave count, what the hell would you even count this as? What's that? I don't even know how you would count it, but it's still, you know, bullish whilst it's above the red line. And we're officially 88 or 9, $100. I mean, look, we could be printing $100 next week, right? Next week, it's possible. I mean, I've come out already and said, I think it's the higher we go, the more likely it is that we will never see silver under $50 ever again. That's a very bold thing to say, and I shouldn't really say it, but it's like, look, the breakout was in October, which was that candle, right? No, was it? No. What am I saying? Of course, this is a weekly chart. There, yeah. That candle there was the breakout, but we did retrace from 54.45, and then we broke the bullish pennant there. Off we go. It's wild stuff. So for the week, look, we're only 2 days, only 2 days in the week. We're already up $8.14, 10.2%. That's crazy. Unbelievable. I'll leave you on that unbelievable note. Have a good Wednesday.